So in this part, we'll continue from where the last part left off. So if you haven't seen the previous part, watch that first. We now see that Saku's house was made of wood. Yuji spent many dull and colorless days there. A few days later, a woman named JB arrives, who is Saku's friend and also her co-worker. Saku and JB decide to give Yuji a bath, but they notice that his body is covered with wounds and scars. Seeing this, Saku gives him food to eat, but then she notices that Yuji becomes extremely angry just because of a fly. This was all due to his traumatic past. Gradually, Saku and Yuji start getting closer. One day, Saku gifts him a dog, which they name John. Playing with John brings a lot of happiness to Yuji, and he even starts talking about his past. Saku then begins his training. She gives him many books to read so that he gains knowledge and becomes better at making decisions. During this time, Yuji finds out that Saku works for CIRS, a Japanese-American anti-terrorism organization. The next day, Saku trains Yuji in shooting. She promises that if he hits the target accurately, he'll receive a gift. Fortunately, he hits the target. When Yuji returns home from the forest, he finds a box on the table as a gift. Inside it is a gun. He becomes very excited, but when he tries to shoot a deer, his past flashes before him, and he's unable to kill it. Saku realizes that he's still just a child. The next day, when Yuji returns home, he hears John barking. At first, he thinks Saku is playing with him, but when he goes there, he sees a massive bear that has broken down the front wall. Yuji picks up his new gun and aims it at the bear, but then sees John in the bear's mouth, already dead. Seeing this, Yuji falls to his knees as the bear begins to walk away. Yuji stands up and begins chasing the bear. He wants to bring John back, as John had become part of his family. Following the trail of John's blood, Yuji points the gun at the bear when it notices him, but he slips on the snow and the bullet misses. Now the bear also notices him and charges toward him. Yuji still has a knife and tries to use it, but the bear knocks it away. Seeing the bear so close terrifies Yuji. He keeps thinking he should have just killed the bear earlier. A horrific memory from his past flashes in his mind. He finds a stick nearby and wastes no time. He attacks the bear's eye with it. He also picks up his gun again, but then sees that the bear had brought John to feed its cubs. Watching the cubs eat John, Yuji asks himself why he didn't shoot earlier. But now nothing can be done, so he returns home. Once back, he tells Saku everything and regrets his mistake deeply. But Saku comforts him, telling him it wasn't his fault. Hearing this, Yuji bursts into tears. Later, when they place John's collar on his grave, Yuji decides that he won't live like a coward anymore. He tells Saku all this and says he wants to become strong like her so he can protect everyone he cares about. Saku then tells him that everything she taught him so far was only for his protection. But now that she'll be teaching him more, he must understand one thing clearly. All this training is to be used only when necessary, not to take revenge or prove himself. Now, as she wraps up what she was saying, she tells him to always remember that if he ever gets the chance to save someone else before himself, he should choose others without hesitation. After all this, one day Saku was sleeping when she gets a call. But since she's asleep, Yuji answers the phone. According to the call, Saku had been summoned for a mission, but she never went. So Yuji decides to go in her place. When JB finds out that Yuji has gone instead of Saku, she and Saku have a bit of an argument. But in the end, Yuji says that Saku never forced him. It was his own decision, and he has every right to make his own choices. Hearing this, Saku asks him if he wants a license for the job. Yuji immediately says yes. After this, he is sent to America for a special training academy. At the academy, he meets a boy named Trainee. Luckily, the two quickly become best friends. He also meets a girl named Agnes, who is in charge of their training. She's very strict, but when she finds out Yuji is Saku's student, she starts giving him special treatment. However, during the training days, Yuji misses every target he aims at. When this is brought up to the higher-ups, Agnes defends him by saying Yuji has a special kind of marksmanship talent. Because of this, he is selected for a combat mission with Trainee, Millie, and Robert. During the mission, Trainee spots a large bird that could be good for food. Yuji is the one who has to shoot it. He does shoot it successfully, but then starts vomiting. He feels like he's capable of killing someone just like that, but he's wrong. One night, while everyone is resting, Yuji learns that enemies are approaching their location. They all try to ambush the enemies. When they finally face them, Yuji has to shoot. He closes his eyes and realizes he can't afford to mess up. All his teammates are counting on him. So he convinces himself that these aren't just people. They're evil. He opens his eyes and starts taking down the enemies one by one, because he doesn't want to lose anyone ever again. That night, he decides, anyone who tries to take away what's precious to him will be considered his enemy. The mission lasts for about 2 months. When he returns, he sees Saku waiting to welcome him, and for the first time, he feels genuinely happy to be alive. But he's confused about what to do next with his life. Then he tells her that he wants to dedicate his entire life to her. But when he returns to Japan, he finds out that Saku is on her deathbed. JB tells Yuji about Saku's illness. Yuji rushes to see her and finds her lying on the bed. He holds her hand and asks, "Are you going to die?" Saku sees the tears in Yuji's eyes, and he begins crying.
She gently tells him that boys shouldn't cry so easily. Yuji looks at her and says that it's because of her that he found the true purpose of his life. But now he also realizes that once again, he's going to lose someone important to him, and just like before, he won't be able to do anything about it. He asks her what he's supposed to do after she's gone. Then JB tells him that Saku doesn't have much time left. She might not even survive the night. Knowing this, Yuji decides to sit beside her. They talk about stars. Saku gives a faint smile and says, she's very tired now and wants to rest. They say goodnight to each other. And after that, Saku never opens her eyes again. So, how did you like this story and explanation? Do let me know in the comments. And if you liked it, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel Explainoverse, and hit the bell icon.